Hello everybody, I am back. And have you ever had those late night epiphanies, or like you wake up in the morning knowing that you've been thinking about something all night and you've been waiting to try it? Yeah, so that is this piece of ephemera. And this is probably going to be a pretty long video because I'm just now getting my thoughts completely together on how to create this. So we're going to do something like this, but just maybe a little bit different. Obviously, I'm going to use this design, but I wanted to show you exactly how I go about my CDs when I'm making it into a pocket. So I probably don't need to do this, but I don't like trying to glue something in there and then I'm trying to like fish it down. And since I'm using this, I'd like to save as much as possible about this lullaby here, because I'd like to make it onto a like a card for our design. And so, but I want as many of the fairies as possible. So let me grab my pencil. I'm hoping I am in frame today. Let me move up here a little bit. So if you'll remember back, this is part of the paper that Lori sent me. Oop. Hold on. Jesse, come back here. Jesse. That silly boy. My puppy, he's like 18 months old. He's been in and out, and it's really cold out, so if he doesn't come right back here, I'm gonna have to stop this video, go put him outside. But it's Thanksgiving, and oh gosh, that's a little bit longer than we wanted. See, here's my mark here. It's gonna cut that off, so I think we're gonna just have to go higher and lose a little bit of this down there. And I am going to freehand it. Jesse. Here he comes. He's going to end up getting himself in trouble. Come on. Okay. We're going to hope that this fits all right. And the boy just got home, so all the dogs are running to greet him. Jesse. Jesse. And Paul's asleep because he's got to go back out on the road, so I don't want the dogs like running all over the house. Ah, being naughty. Oh, and there he goes. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Okay, I'm back again. Sorry about that, guys. But I swear having a puppy is more work than having a toddler. Because you can at least set the toddler to doing something. Okay, so let's hope that this is measured out right. Not too small. That looks like we have enough. Short or a little long up here. We're gonna call that good. All right, so a lot of this is going to be eyeball too. And earlier when I was doing this other one, I tried to use the art glitter glue and it wasn't liking to stick to the plastic. So we're going to just do Fabri-Tac and have done with it. All right. And paper towel will help. So I hope everybody's Thanksgiving was good. This is actually the night of Thanksgiving, and Grace is over at friend's house because they're going Black Friday shopping. And Bo just got home from work, and Paul's in bed because he has to go back to work. So yeah, it's just me in the craft room tonight. Okay, so yep, there we go. We have that set. Okay, now what we're gonna do, and I've been playing around with it a little bit on some envelopes that were destroyed, shall we say, in the process of dyeing. So, and this technique seemed to work the best for the look I was going for. Okay, so this one is Lucky Clover, but in all honesty, I think I would prefer to have the, like the more foresty green one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around the edges here lightly. I mean, I don't want a ton of ink down. And I did try my little blender things and it didn't look very good. So, and you can go kind of as light or as dark as you want. And what I'm liking about this is that when I dyed these CD envelopes, obviously you can't iron them back out, right? So it leaves this rigid kind of bumpies, but the ink is kind of picking that up and making it almost dimensional colors. So I'm good with that. Okay. All right, then I took my vintage photo and then I just kind of spun it around a little bit to kind of take out some of the brightness of that green. I'm not pressing real hard, just enough to kind of put in some of that brown. Okay, and you do want to do this before you start gluing. Sorry for my reach, but, well, I thought it was back there. Nope, it's under here. My desk is such a mess. It's a glorious mess. It's all good though, right? All in the name of crafting. And then you want to take your walnut stain. That's what that one is. Not that you can read what it is anymore. And go around your edges and make it kind of dark. So, what this one really is going to be called is a fairy ring. And I looked up that, and yeah, there's a bunch of lore surrounding the fairy rings. Some myths or legends say that they were good luck, and others thought it was bad luck. But the scientific reason behind fairy rings is that the mushrooms can only grow basically from dead organisms, i.e. like roots, tree roots, that sort of thing. So that's why you can find them like in around trees, or you can find them around like in meadows and fields and stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a fairy ring. And these, the mushrooms I'm using are again from Crafty Cat. She has a, like, not fussy cutting sheet of just mushrooms. And it does come with a couple of flowers in that. And then what I did is this one is printed at 3.5 by 5 card size. And so then there was like 4 to a sheet, I think. 4? Yeah, 4 to a sheet. And then these little bitty guys were printed at a wallet size. So I'm going to put big ones and little ones all the way through, kind of where, like, obviously I'm not going to put big, I'll put a big one in the corner, but I don't want to cover any of this up because that's from that fairy book. I don't know if you can kind of tell the designs in there, minus the fuzz, but it's got little fairies in there. So that's what some old lore was about too, was that the fairies, the reason there was mushrooms, or what they call a fairy ring, is because that's where fairies had recently danced. And then they, in some of the lores, it was saying that they would use the mushrooms as chairs. So I thought that was kind of a cool idea, cool thought. So this will take a little bit to kind of get them glued in there. And I'm just going to glue like different size mushrooms, you know, just kind of see what looks good in those areas. And I did print some of the little red ones. I swear I did. Little red ones, so we'll mix some of these in here, kind of give it some color. So we did have a good Thanksgiving. We went to my sister's house. That was fun. And we met some new people because they had some friends over. So yeah, that was a good time. And then we stopped at Walmart for their small Black Friday sales, and I got my $20 crock pot, which I'm really excited about because I like to crock pot a lot of things. It's easier, I think. I like to throw it in the morning, and I do have an Instapot, but I'm gonna be real honest, that thing scares the tar out of me. So I've only used it once, and only when somebody else was home. I'm such a wimp. Seriously, that thing scares me. Because when it like is letting out its steam, it's like, you know, if you've ever pressure cooked anything, you'll know exactly the sound it makes. So maybe I'll get brave enough to pull it out of the box again and start making stuff with it again. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and put the side mushrooms in again, and then kind of layer in that direction a little bit. And I don't know that I have a really particular order that I'm putting them in, other than like the big mushrooms in the corner. And I think I'm going to make this one kind of cover up the edge of that text, because the only text I really want is this fairy right here. So I think I might actually put one of the little bigger ones right there. And I think traditionally it's like one kind of mushroom that grows in those circles. Like, I mean, not to say that, something else wouldn't. And I think in future, if I do this again, I think I will use distress ink on all the little pieces. Like this right here, I think could really benefit from having just a little bit of definition. I don't know if I can still get in there, but I think they definitely could benefit from that. Let's see, let's use one of the little brown ones. And the other thing I didn't think about beforehand, which would probably look really cute, is you could probably get away with, or not away with it, but you could sew around the edge. Like, I don't think I will do it now just because I want the mushrooms to like be like the focal. And I don't want any stitching to deter from that. But since we have it open, you could just sew around like this portion, or you can sew it back together. I think this time I'm just gonna end up gluing. But yeah, you definitely could do that. I think I'm gonna just try one to find, and maybe it won't matter at all. But yeah, this little idea was just eating my brain all day. I mean, kind of funny because, oh, no, that's going to cover up the fairy. What was I thinking? Nope, don't want to do that. Nope, nope. All right, we'll save him for later. Let's grab a little red one, I guess, then. Oh, what I was saying before about with the puppy is they're going stir crazy because they're typically outdoor dogs. Not all the time, but they have a job to do. That's their job, is they protect our livestock. So that being said, I mean, obviously when the inclement weather, they always come in, rain, snow, that sort of thing. But it drives the puppy crazy because then, he's not out there doing his job. And so it does weigh on him a little bit. And he's still, in all honesty, he's still training. He's still learning. And we did lose a puppy in September, which I don't think I mentioned, but yeah, he was only 3. And it was a pretty sad thing. Oh, that one's not going to work right there either. We need something small. So how about this little bitty red one? Yeah, tiny guys. It was this, okay, so I should probably tell you the whole story. So we've done both over the course of the years. We've rescued lots of animals, and we've also bought from breeders. And this one particular breeder, we bought my old dog, which was a Sheltie. We bought him, and he ended up having all kinds of weird, like, genetic things going on. Like, we couldn't neuter him because his stuff was, like, attached to, like, the inside of his intestine. Like, not in the inside of the intestines, but, like, up in there. And the first vet didn't think that he would, like, survive the anesthesia long enough to get in there. Just because, like I said, he was kind of, I don't want to say a genetic defect, but he was. I mean, he had weird quirks, health-wise, and he was the only one born in the litter. So I don't know if the mom was just old, or if it was maybe a first puppy, or maybe the breeding just wasn't necessarily great. I don't know. We never really knew. So after we had, he was actually attacked by a rescue dog that we got. And so subsequently we had to put him down because the injuries were so severe. So we then just had 2 dogs because we rescued 2 German Shepherds at once, which I don't suggest, but I love the breed. You have to be careful if you don't know exactly what you're doing with that specific breed. And we didn't really realize the warning signs of some of it beforehand. So I will own that attack all by myself, because the male hadn't been the male shepherd was still intact when we got him, and it literally happened a couple of days after we got them. So we hadn't even had a chance to get the boy neutered. So 2 intact males, not a great idea. Even though we had been keeping them separated. That 10-minute time when they were... No, I don't want that either. Why do I keep doing that, guys? Because I'm talking instead of focusing. That's why. Okay. Boy, I have a lot to use over here, don't I? That already has glue on it. So anyways, back to the story. So, his injuries were so severe that we ended up having to euthanize him. So, yeah, fast forward a couple of years, and he, that Sheltie was like my first adult, like a dog that I had as an adult. Because Paul and I are firm believers you should never own animals if you're not in a solid place as far as, home, that sort of thing. And we had been, but we just, we weren't ready yet. So we waited. And you know what? I might not have enough mushrooms now thinking about this. Let's use some of these I have glued. Of course, I'll need more glue, but let's just get them down. Anyways, so yeah, I took that one pretty hard because he was my first dog I'd had since like a teenager. So yeah, losing him was pretty tough for me. So, but after that, we had Domino, the lab. We still have him. He was a rescue. And then we also had Kylie, which was the German Shepherd girl that we rescued. And it turns out that she was not a country dog. Everything in the country scared her to death. Like, she only wanted to be inside. She wouldn't go out, even really hardly to go to the bathroom. She just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. So we had some friends that loved her, and she didn't seem as anxious with them. She really liked our friend's wife, and so we went ahead and rehomed her with them. And she still has some anxiety even with them. So we haven't really talked about Kylie in a while. So, okay, so then fast forward again a little bit. Then we had, and I'm sure I'm boring the socks off you with this story, and it's going somewhere, I promise. So then Domino was the only dog for a while, and he was very, very, very lonely. So we decided that we would get another Sheltie, because I really like the breed, and for the most part, I think they're great dogs. So we went back to the same breeder, or I should say I did, because there's not Sheltie breeders here in local, there's one in Colorado that I found anyways. So we ended up going back to that breeder, got another puppy, and he was more or less my son's dog. My son raised him, trained him, that sort of thing. Well, back at the beginning of September, actually a few days before my migraines hit, and at night we were feeding everybody, and he was throwing up. And I was like, all right, well, obviously sometimes that's not uncommon in dogs. He was one that ate everything inside, not food, but chewed on everything. This puppy, literally. He chewed through 4 electrical cords that were plugged in and lived to tell the story. Yeah, this dog, oh my God, he was such a goon. Um, Sweet as can be, loving as can be, loyal as can be, but just an odd duck. Anyways, and so I was like, all right, well, if you're not feeling better by the morning, then I'll take you in. Because this was like, um, it was probably like 10 o'clock at night. So I was like, he seemed to be eating and drinking still. So it wasn't, I didn't feel like at that point it was like an emergency. So I made an appointment for him in the morning. I went and took Grace to school, came home, got him, took him into the vet because he was still kind of throwing up and he was starting to kind of bloat funny. And I was like, okay, that's weird. So I took him in. And when they did the blood tests on him, they discovered that had he was in renal failure. So they did pretty much every known poison test they could. They checked him for lepto. They checked him for everything. And so we were left with a couple options, and none of them we thought was really, I don't want to say suitable, but yeah, they just didn't sound pleasant. And the vet was pretty sure even with that treatment, he wasn't going to make it. So again, we had to make the choice to euthanize, and then they did do a couple more tests, and it turns out it's genetic. So now I don't even know why I was telling you this story. Oh, so no, that wasn't why I was telling you that story. I was going to say, oh, so I was telling you the story of Jesse. Anyways, no, I wasn't telling you that. I don't know. So long-winded story. For not. Sorry. And I'm out of little tiny red ones. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Okay, well, we're going to do what we always do. We're going to fake it till we make it. Oh, well, I know it was something about Jesse is what I was telling you. But at any rate, I cannot remember exactly what I was saying. So, oh, I don't even know. Anyways, yeah, Jesse's my dog. He's a collie, but he's like a smooth coat collie. So he looks like Lassie as far as like hair, right? And like nose and body. He's not like a border collie. Only his markings are very similar to a Bernese Mountain Dog, which we know are just adorable dogs. So, anyways, yeah. Anyways, he's miserable inside. He much prefers the outside, but when it's like 6 degrees outside, Mom's not going to let him hang out for very long. And I know we've discussed in previous videos that there is no way I'm putting in a dog door. No. Okay, so back to this really quick. Yeah, look at how stinking cute that is. It's a fairy ring. Yeah, I like it. It may look a little goofy to some, but I'm really liking it. I got a little bit of glue to clean up there. Just like that. And I actually think I'm going to add a couple more of these little guys. And then I did print out some more because I may not use like this book page, but I may decorate another pocket in I don't know if you guys are familiar with Shabby Dabby Doodahs, and that's just going to be too big. Maybe through here. I want some more right there. So I think what we might have to do, see, this one's a little bit smaller. Let's see. Yeah, maybe. I had gotten her Fabulous Flowers, and then the Fabulous Flowers add-on. And so I went back through and I printed out the add-on one. I thought that would look really cute going around this as well. You know what, I'm going to remember, like, at, I don't know, 2 o'clock in the morning exactly why I was telling you that story. And I think I'm just going to take and use this, but I do think I'm going to take a little bit of vintage photo around the edge, just right there. And I'm going to put it, like, right in here. Yeah, what a fun little project this is turning out to be. I think I kind of like it. I do. All right. Yeah, I gotta say, I love it. Now let's glue this together. And I do think I'm gonna go ahead and Fabri-Tac that one again, because I think it might have something to do with plastic and art glitter glue. I don't know. Or it could just be I didn't apply enough. Not really sure. I didn't let it sit long enough, but usually Fabri-Tac is like instant, or I'm sorry, art glitter glue is usually like instant grab. Sorry if I rambled on to you guys tonight. I'm tired. I didn't end up going to bed till almost 3 last night, working on this journal, because this project actually has me very excited. Because I love like all the stuff that I'm putting in it. Like, I just adore it. And I think, I don't know if everybody else is like this, but I think that when I find something I'm truly in love with, then I tend to go overboard and I can't stop myself. Okay, so I'm going to go back through this edge here. And I think I might actually do the back like that too, just to kind of blend it in. So it's kind of like a whole package. And actually, oh my gosh, all right. So let's do this. Hope I'm not jostling the camera too much. I'm trying to go gentle so that it doesn't do that. Yeah, that's gonna bug me that I can't remember why I first started telling you that story. Oh, how ridiculous is that? All right, a little bit of vintage photo. And then we will need a card of some sort, but I'm thinking, I've never decorated the backs of these, but I think this might be a first time. There's always a first time for everything, huh? Oh, we got one mushroom. A little too long. I say we, but, you know, I'm really just talking about me. I meant, oh, that might have sounded weird. I got the mushroom off the bottom of the page. And this paper, guys, this paper, okay, what I was going to say a minute ago is that I stayed up till 3 in the morning. Then I was back up at 9. I didn't have to cook anything this year. For the first time in like ever, I actually bought everything that we were bringing to my sister's house. So totally not like me. But yeah, I just didn't have it in me to cook this year. Okay. Oh, Lullaby for Tatiana by William Shakespeare. All right, I'm not going to read it to you, so you can actually, when Lori gets this journal, she can read it. That'll be one element of surprise, huh? Oh, so back to the journal. Yeah, I got all the signatures in, and I told you I would show you the papers in the last video, and I didn't. So I've got a few pieces in there. This is the window kit, and then also I put bird waltz in there from Jen Bishop's collection. Yeah, so we'll do a really big flip through, but this is what it's starting to look like. And I have parts and pieces placed where I think I want them, but nothing concrete yet. So, and I'm not sure if we'll actually do it on video. I'm not sure. The placement of stuff, I'm not sure. Like I said before, I kind of want some of this to be a surprise to Lori. So we'll just work on some ephemera, and then we'll just see what we see. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to save that or just use the text. That little guy's cute, huh? Yeah, cute little fairies. Weird, but cute. All right, so this is what we created today, guys. And I still have glue there. I'm going to have to probably use my glue eraser on that. All right, so there's our fairy ring with a little lullaby for Tatiana by William Shakespeare. Okay, so I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving, and I will talk to you later. Thanks for hanging with me. Bye.